at the end of the day, I feel like every community has a nigga. Like, black people have niggas, white people have niggas, Mexicans have niggas, even gays have niggas.
Do you feel like? Like, for instance, you see a white man. You ever think like, man, he should be black, or I could see him being a black man.
Yeah, Gary Owen.
Being for sure.
Gary Owen supposed to be a black man.
For sure.
I don't know how Gary Owen didn't come out black.
I don't either.
Like, he was in the wrong ball sack.
Like, he talked like a black man.
If you close your eyes and listen to Gary Owen,
you would think that he a black man.
That was a nigga. Like, if he said nigga, I wouldn't mind.
I was watching. He had a clip on one of his specials, and he was like, "I'm in a household full of black people. All I hear is nigga all day long. He'd be like, ding, 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 every room. Like, but I can't say it. Like, you know, like.
But I feel like if he did, everybody be like, "Dad, you just said it. All right,
cool."
Like, he get the pass. I haven't met a white girl that I could say they should be black. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, a ratchet white girl is just a ratchet white girl. It ain't like, girl, you a black girl trapped in a white girl body. No, you was just a white girl. But there's some white dudes that I be like, you supposed to be a nigga.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, Paul Wall, nigga. Eminem, nigga.
For sure, Eminem.
Donald Trump, nigga. Listen, you can look at me crazy all day. Look how he move.
With that dumbass toupee?
Okay, he got a toupee.
What
Whatever.
Black man do you know that has a toupee? I rest my case.
No, I'll tell you this right now. There's 5 pastors I can name that got toupees. They all dead, but, you know.
They dead, they ain't alive. So
But still, black preachers used to have toupees all the time.
They got weed.
We don't know. Now we got the whole sew-in thing that you can do. I'm just saying. But all I'm saying is Donald Trump is a nigga. Like, he just got nigga tendencies. The way he go move about business.
He got tendencies, but that don't mean he's supposed to be a black man.
Nigga. Not a black man.
If I seen Donald Trump as a nigga, I would not be walking down the street and be like, oh, damn, he about to be on some shit.
But he like a Jay-Z type nigga. Who he is now. Like, I don't remember Donald Trump when he was younger. But you remember when he used to be in, like, the rap videos and shit? That's why, like, but, like, you remember he used to be in, like, all the Snoop Dogg videos and stuff like that? Right. He was, like, big in hip-hop culture for a long time, like, the late 90s, early 2000s. But, like, even when you heard the whole thing, like, grab her by the pussy. Nigga.
No, because only white people can get away with that.
I said they can get away with it. Well, you know.
And I'm standing on that.
I stand on that, but I'm just saying, we done said some wild stuff. Yeah. You know what? Rick Ross said something in that you don't even know it. He said, I put Molly in her champagne. She didn't even know it. I took her back to the crib. She enjoyed that. She didn't even know it. That's a whole rape bar.
That is.
And niggas was like, bars. So when he said grab her by the pussy, I'm like,
she didn't even know it.
But you riding that motherfucker, you like, that's a bar. Right. I grabbed the pussy, she enjoyed that. She didn't even know it. Niggas would be like, what the fuck? Like, but that was really a fucked up line. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. But Donald Trump is a nigga.
Yeah, for sure.
But
anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Do Say Nights with LB. Today we got a special guest. My man Jordan here. Jordan who?
Jordan who?
Go ahead and lay it on, bro. Pop your shit. Tell me who you are, bro.
Man, I'm a nobody trying to be somebody. My at Jordan Who Won. Do stand up. Been doing it for about a while. I have taken a break from it, but I plan on getting back into it. Real big in the influential community as far as just motivation, positivity, laughter. Big in people empowerment. Big in faith. And just big in loving on people. So that's my thing, dog. Like, I love God and I love liquor. I should put that on a shirt. God and liquor.
People got Guns N' Roses on some shirts.
I know. Whiskey in the word.
Should make that acronym.
I'm dog. Like, I need to trademark that because I feel like somebody gonna see that and try to put that on a shirt. And I'll be like, Nick, I said that. It like tonight. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, we're glad to have Jordan here today. We're gonna talk to y'all a little bit about what women prioritize in men.
Yeah.
And that goes with money.
Yeah.
You know, personality, looks. Basically, what they look for in a man, or what they want out of their man.
Yeah.
But we can only speak from a male perspective.
Right.
You know, experiences and things like that. But also, I feel like we could talk from a feminine side because all males have feminine sides.
Yeah.
So
for sure,
not a lot of them tap in with their feminine sides.
Right.
But I know you can tap in with your feminine.
Yeah.
I can as well. So
Especially growing up with all women, dog. You kind of know.
household full of women. I grew
Yeah.
up in a household full of women.
Yeah.
So I truly understand that.
Yeah.
But what you think on that? Like what a woman looks for in a man whenever she prioritizes things.
Well, first, I think you have to categorize two different things. I think you have to know the difference between a girl and a woman because it's all about maturity. So a girl is going to look for anything that is typically flashy and instantaneous. It's almost like the microwave community, while a woman is more of that oven, let it simmer, let it cook, and she's looking for substance. You know what I'm saying? And so if I'm talking about a woman, I think a woman is looking for provision, which is not just financial, but I think she knows that a man is supposed to provide security. He's supposed to provide love. He's supposed to provide emotional support, those things. And I think for the most part, they're looking for a partner. I do think that we are in a generation now where we have gotten caught up in like financial things, but I think for the most part, we are in a space where we know that we just need somebody to do life with. And when a woman can find that life partner, somebody who's really going to say, hey, like, don't do your own thing over here. I'll do my thing over here, but we're literally going to let our lives collide and walk this thing called life out. I think that's what most women prioritize. They may not say it because they're going to look for all the other little things that look like that thing that they prioritize. But ultimately, I think it's just that provision. I think it's that protection. I think it is intimacy, and not just sexually, because I think anybody can help somebody bust a nut, to be honest with you.
People confuse intimacy
With sex. Right. It's like, can you get my emotions to a place to where even if we go to sex, like now it's more intense, you know, because like we were just joking about, like, it can't just be like, oh, I'm horny, let me grab a butt pussy. Like, no, it has to be like, how can you stimulate the mind, the heart? Like, I believe that every man has the potential to pull something out of a woman the same way that a woman has the ability to pull something out of a man. But I think it is the man's responsibility as a leader to pull something that she did not even know was on the inside of her out so that she could become the full potential of who she is.
Right. Also tapping in like with intimacy, like the love languages.
Yeah.
Like people got to understand the five love languages are.
Yeah.
And how to tap in with that with your partner or with somebody that you want to get to know,
Yeah.
that you potentially want to see life with.
Right.
So that's why I said people confuse sex with intimacy.
Right.
Like, sex is a piece of intimacy.
Right.
But it's how you go about the sex within intimacy.
Right.
But yeah, just kind of piggybacking off you with this, I think also women prioritize like the kind of job a man has.
Yeah.
Or how much money he make.
Yeah.
What he look like.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of women I've seen and I've heard, like a lot of women don't like a man with a true 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You know, they look down on men, especially a woman that feels like, oh, I need to provide. Like somebody that's working a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Can be a provider.
Right.
A true provider.
Right.
That man can go work 8 hours, and that man may bring home 10 grand.
Right.
And in that 8 hours alone, you
Right.
never know.
Right.
He can come home with 6 figures a year.
Right.
And it's like you still mad at the fact that he working a 9 to 5.
Right.
Women, you probably heard the controversy about women going to Cheesecake Factory on the first date.
Right.
Like, it's a restaurant.
Right.
It's a nice ass restaurant.
Right.
Just because it's a franchise and you see it all over the world, that don't mean like it's not like the nigga took you to McDonald's or something. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But like I don't like that in a woman, and I mean, women, please let me know if I'm wrong. But like, what's wrong with going to Cheesecake Factory? What's wrong with going on a nice little movie date or something?
Right.
For a first date type thing. You want to go Benihana's, Ruby
Right.
Chris. You want somewhere expensive as shit. But like, what are you also bringing to the table? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think with that conversation, I think what has happened is we have developed worth of relationship based off of where you can take me, not who you can be for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, even when we look at those things, like, you know, the Cheesecake Factory not being a good first date. I know me and you have jokingly said, first date, I'm taking you to McDonald's because I got to see where your heart is. And I think that because we have gotten to this place where it's like, it's status. Because for ultimately, like, they don't even care that they're going to be behind us. They care about the fact that they can post it a lot of times. And because of this social media age, it's like, I want to prove that I can outdo the next. And that is why I feel like we are a generation that don't love anymore. We lust after everything. And that's why, because lust is so temporary, everything dies so quick. And so you done fell in love with the idea of something because, oh, he can do this, oh, she can do that. And instead of me falling in love with the person, I fell in love with what I can profit from that person. And so because I done fell in love with what I can profit from that person and all that, now it has been like, okay, now that you done shifted, and now because the relationship has no substance to it anymore, now it done died off. And that's why, like, even the women that do have an issue with that, they find themselves lonely at 35, 40 years old, talking about some men ain't shit. Yeah. But ultimately, it wasn't that men weren't shit. It was you was choosing the wrong things for women, or for men. And so, like, when we talk about prioritizing, if your priorities are what can you do for me and not who you going to be for me, then you jacked up in the head. Because ultimately, like, if we're doing partnership, my partnership with you has nothing to do with what I can pay for.
And that's what I think a lot of women miss, because it's like, I will never set a bar so high on the first date. I will never. I'm not doing an expensive ass restaurant on the first date. Because then that makes it seem like every time we go out to dinner, we got to go on an expensive ass.
You done set the bar.
Right. So yes, I will take you to a Cheesecake Factory. I will take you to a nice restaurant.
Right.
It's gonna be something that 4 or 5 stars, but like a affordable restaurant.
Right.
For a first day, I ain't gotta worry about paying $200 and $300 on a meal, and we can still have a good time.
Right.
My thing with going on a first date, whether it's dinner, movies, bowling, like anything active or sit down, the conversation is what matters. Like the connection, the chemistry, you know, the bond that you're starting to build right then and there. It's just ridiculous that I hear women say, "This is not a good first date." Da da da. I'm a competitive ass person. Yeah. So we gonna do an arcade, Dave and Buster's. We're gonna do bowling. We gonna something competitive. I want to see where you at. You know what I'm saying? I want to challenge you to see, like, damn, is this a competitive ass person too? Because like my personality is I play a lot. I joke a lot. Yeah. I'm competitive, like I'm family oriented, all those things. Like, so that thing matters to me in a woman, in a partner. So I want to make sure that you reciprocate the same thing I reciprocate.
Right. But I think because, like, so when a man does a first date, typically like that, you are looking for companionship. And because you're looking for companionship, we know that ideally, if I take this girl out, and it's not just I'm trying to bust a nut with her, I'm fucking with her like low key. If I'm actually wanting to do relationship with this girl because I'm like, yo, there was a vibe with you, and like I want to see where this thing go. If I'm going out with you, I'm taking you places where I'm like, in my mind, and I don't know if everybody thinking like this, but I'm like, can I develop some type of friendship with you to where, like, I know 10 years down the line when, you know, relationship is getting stagnant or whatever, we can still just enjoy each other. Like, I feel like in relationships, as long as you can still enjoy each other, that is what keeps it sustainable. And so, like, for there to be any type of frustration with where you took me on the first date, now I get it. Like, sometimes the movies ain't the best first date because you're really just sitting there watching but like other things where it's like we can interact, because I got to interact with you.
It's better than being like, let's Netflix and chill in my house.
Dog,
go out, you know, go in public. That is a setting that you want, instead of, because it look like if you be like, we can watch movies at my house, so I can come over to your crib. Because that look like, damn, I want to come over, we're gonna watch movies and potentially fuck. Right. So like,
but you could be honest with that, because like, what if like right now you just ain't got it, and it's like, dog, like I really liked your vibe, I wanted to get to know you, maybe I just paid rent, I got enough money to make some spaghetti, and I paid my Netflix bill. Come over to the crib, we can set boundaries. You come in at this time, we watch one movie, you get up out of here. Like, I just want to spend time with you. If we just walk the neighborhood, like whatever it is. But I think you have to be honest. And too many dudes have tried to flex because they feel like, and I will say this, like part of the reason women are set up the way that they are is because we made that mistake. We have gotten caught up in flexing, and so we done told them like, I got to do this, I got to do that. So like we done set the bar, and so like now they like, well, y'all done did this. Now this is the expectation. What's next? Yep. So like I think like if you're gonna be honest and say like, bro, I ain't got it right now, and I just want to cook for you, you know, we can order something, or dog, I got like $100 to my name. Let's just go to Chili's. Like, it's not, I swear to God, like in a couple weeks I'll take you out. I just got hit with this, but there was there
Because
was a
life
moment.
happens.
Life happens,
Life happens.
but I met you, and there was something about you that made me want to say, "Hey, I want to take you out." And then even for a man to swallow his pride and say, "Hey, like I ain't got it, but I still want to, like, I still want to rock with you." That should scream volumes to a woman, to where they would say he's humble enough.
But only the right woman.
Right?
Because a lot of women, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you good.
A lot of women don't like women in general. They say they want honesty right off the rip, but truly, some women cannot handle pure, brutal honesty.
Right.
So, like, for instance, how you just said, like, I got $100 to my name. I would just want to cook a little meal for you.
Yeah.
You come over, eat. We can talk at
Yeah.
the dinner table and then watch a movie, or we can sit here, eat, have a glass of wine, whatever. And
Right.
I'm gonna send you about your way.
Right.
Some women can't grasp that.
No.
They want to go out. They want to be seen. Cool. If you want to be seen,
Right.
that's fine. But
Right.
like, if we not at that level yet, for us to be out and seen, or just being in a public setting,
Right.
at nice ass restaurants and shit like that, I don't think that you should set your bar that high.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. If you up here making 6 figures a year and you ready to settle down with a man and whatever, if you want to do that and you want to, your first date you expect for a man to take you on a nice ass date to a restaurant or something like that, cool. But you have to understand the man that you pick at the time, or the man that you go for, or the man that approaches you.
Right.
Because, like, me, if I go out here and I see a woman on the street and she walking down the street and she's a doctor or something, I may not even know.
Right.
I'll walk up to you, hey, how you doing?
Right.
You know, my name's such and such. What's your name?
Right.
What do you do for work? You
Right.
know, let's go grab a drink and let's go talk.
Right.
And we sit down at the bar, we're talking, whatever, and she like, oh, I'm a doctor, I do such and such. Okay. I do, you know, what I do. And
Right.
it's not at your level or in your tax bracket. Now you looking at me different because I'm below your tax bracket. That don't mean a thing.
No, it don't.
Because I could be at a place right now where I'm building
Right.
an empire to be either at your tax bracket
Or above it.
that.
Right.
So, like, some people don't want to grow with women don't want to grow with the man.
Right.
If they're at a certain level, they want them to be on.
They want the finished product. But I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I think it's funny, like, especially, and I can only speak for the black community. One of the dopest things that I've seen in the black community is old couples. Go talk to an old black couple. And them old black couples, like, as much as they done been through, the woman will always tell you that, you know, they might have met in college, they might have met out of college, granddaddy was working at the mill, he might have been doing something, and he might have upgraded. But when she met him, he was who he was. They done had moments where maybe they had to eat cheap and it was ramen noodles or whatever. And I get people like, well, why do we always have to go through struggle, love? Anything that is going to be strengthened or strong has to struggle at some point. If me and you go to the gym right now and I say, Lonnie, I want to be able to bench 315. Right now, I cannot go in the gym and just bench 315. I can put up 225, but I can't get 315. I know you don't believe me, but I can. I done seen it. There's a tape somewhere. I might have deleted it, but it's out there. But if I want to get to 315, I have to get to a point where I'm lifting and lifting and lifting. And the reason that these relationships are very frail and they breaking so easily is because nobody's put the work in to make them stronger. If you meet a man where he is, that does not mean that's where he's going to stay. And it's funny because if a woman makes 6 figure and this dude is making $35,000 a year, what if a doctor meets a teacher? A teacher might make $50,000 a year, but he's operating in his gift setting. He's operating in his purpose. If it's a woman doctor and a male teacher and she denies him, that's crazy. But if you flip it, now it's like, oh, so you too good for me or whatever. So it cannot be a double standard because at the end of the day, like, and I'm old school with this, if we end up getting married, it's one account. So it don't even look like your money and my money. It's the house money. And so at the end of the day, like, I think, like, this whole standard of you got to do this and you got to do that is stupid. And that's why people say, that's why you're single. I'm just going to give it to you, like, this is why you're single. You got your standards too goddamn high because you don't know how to mess around and just find somebody that's going to love you. Because I think sometimes you have this list and because they don't check all the boxes, what happens is you get frustrated because you're looking for the picture perfect person. But the reality is this, you grow together because it ain't everything right about you the same way everything ain't right about him. I'm jacked up. And I know that the woman I'm with can look at me and say, that Negro jacked up. Well, she said Negro, we got problems. But but it's jacked up. But we've grown, and we've grown because there were moments that I was still trying to figure it out. And I think that everybody has a God-given potential and purpose. And if you're operating in purpose, it takes a minute to get to where you're supposed to be. We're created to be here for a reason. Whether you are a person of faith or not, we're here for a reason. And so if you say, hey, like, I got to find out what I'm supposed to do while I'm here. You might not figure that out at 25, but because you ain't figured it out at 25, don't mean that you have to be single. And we have this finished product, relationship goals mindset because we see the picture, we see the Instagram, we see the TikToks, and those are just highlights. We don't see the lowlights when they was first dating and shit went all the way together. Your favorite couples had struggle moments. I don't care how much you like these rappers and these dope boys and the six-figure entrepreneurs, because remember, there was a point that he didn't have together. And if the business failed today, would you stay with him?
B&J.
Come on. So, like, I just think everything got to...
Michelle and Barack.
Dog! Like, you love it, but you don't remember the struggle.
Man.
And then there's a facade to it, too, because if Michelle and Barack broke up today, just think about how that would affect just the community. Because they are so beloved.
The whole world.
Dog. Because we look at them as like, oh my God, you're the picture perfect couple, but it's picture perfect. The reality is your life is not a picture. Your life is not a video. Your life is not a TikTok. Your life is not a reel. Your life is not these things. Your life is your life. And if you are waiting on the approval of people, guess what? You will never get all the approval you desire. You are waiting for the likes and the retweets and all these things of your life and your love, and you want somebody to approve you so bad. That validation thing is so bad that it's like you even got to date somebody that you look cute with.
A lot of people, women also, men too, they want to publicize like relationships and everything that they do, and that's fine. You know,
Right.
everybody has their own preference, but it's okay to be private.
Dog.
It's okay to be private, but people still know like I'm fooling with somebody. You know,
But why do people got to know?
and that's true. And I'm gonna say this: a lot of women look at a man being like, "Oh, I have a private life," or you know, I don't publicize everything I do, as them hiding things, and that's not the case. Some people just don't like everybody in their business.
I don't want niggas in your DMs because I done posted you.
Cause and I say it on a lot of the episodes that me and Vic do. I'm like, he'd be like, my DMs open, and my DMs are not open.
Yeah.
I say it every time. My DMs are not open. I will shoot the shit out you. You think I'm playing? I will shoot you. I will fight. Like, get out. I will block you.
Yeah.
All of that. And I mean that. Like, I don't mean the shooting part, but like. But like, my life is not social media.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I post funny shit all day. I post
Yeah.
memes all day, whatever. But like, when it comes to my personal life, and you know, if I'm dealing with somebody, whatever the case is, I'm not the one that want to publicize all that.
No.
Now, I have had a relationship or a couple relationships where I have publicized my relationship,
Right.
and you know that caused a lot of turmoil on my end,
Right.
because of shit that I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, so but I mean, every day is a lesson.
Yeah.
You know, I learned that lesson, but like I've always been the type of person to be private. I'm never mind showing off.
Right.
You know what I do, who I'm dealing, whatever.
Right.
But like at this point in my life, because everybody thinks social media is life.
Right.
It's not.
No.
It's not at all. And yeah, women, you want to get posted. You want to, you know, be like, my man
Right.
did this, my man did that. But it's like, are you showing the man?
Dog.
You showing what he did, and you saying my man. But like, where the man at? You know, and we know you may have him, but it's like you want that man to post you, and you want that man to show what he been doing for you, and showing you off to the world. But
Show what you done
you
did.
showing this $150.
What you get
plate.
that man for Christmas? I just want to know, because if you got him some bad gifts, he ain't post that. I just want to put it out to y'all. Suck it by gifts
For sure. And I'm just like,
okay, that's
you
personal.
want to show a $150 plate, but not show the nigga. Like,
Well, I saw on Valentine's Day, it was like couples, and a girl would take a picture and put like a flower over the dude's face, like no face, no
now
case.
some of that, that I will say, some of that is planned, but most of the times, you're right. Most of the times, females do it and be like, I don't want nobody knowing who my man is, blah blah blah. What you doing out here?
Let me tell you something. First of all, if you gotta say I don't want nobody to know who my man is, do not expect that man to say I want you to know who my woman is. But again, like I said, I don't like I've posted my girl and all that, but I think there's also a danger to that because like not saying that you cheating or nothing,
Right.
but like niggas is slimy.
They are.
And you post your girl and you done tagged her and now all of a sudden they in her DM. But I done had that while I dated somebody and like dudes that I was cool with, you know, and it may not have been like everyday cool, but if I see you, we cool. Like in her DM. So I'm like, dog, like now I gotta go see about you. And I think that's just a dangerous thing. And so like I think just doing your life together, because dog, like at the end of the day, I think what pisses me off too is like you ever heard women like, oh my God, y'all look so happy because all you did was post the pictures and you post the highlights. But the reality is like you posting these pictures and y'all are miserable. I done seen couples do this number and then the joker go back and look pissed off.
That man ain't happy.
That dog. And we don't even talk about like even the man's happiness in a relationship a lot of times because I think we always talk about making sure your woman's good, but then like what about your man? Is his mental health is okay? Like are you sure that spiritually he is okay? Emotionally is he okay? Like you can't just fuck him back to being right all the time. You got to talk to him, and then you know even if he talk, don't take it personal because there might be some stuff that you done did. But like, and I know we kind of moving from the prioritizing part, but I just think like that needs to be a conversation to say, hey, like make sure you're checking in on your man too.
That need to be a priority.
Dog.
Honestly, as a woman, that needs to be in your list of priorities when it comes to a man.
Dog.
Hands down, because I see so many posts about women saying, I'm gonna say black man, and like as a whole, black man, you know, come talk to us. It's okay. This is a safe space. But if a black man or a man in general, I'm gonna speak for the male population. As a man in general, we can't do that.
No, we don't.
We can't be vulnerable. We can't be emotional because most women think that it make that man look weak.
Dog.
Men, it's okay to cry. Men, it's okay to have your emotions and let your feelings out and shit like that.
Right.
It is okay for that. But most women don't want that because they want their man to be a provider. They want him to be so strong. They want him to uplift her and hold her up. But it's like, who the hell holding him up?
Right. I think that there's Dax and Darius Rucker. They have a song called "What It's Like to Be a Man," and it goes through like the mental turmoil of a man. And in that song, it was ironic because I noticed that a lot of stuff that he was saying, the only people that I've tended to find comfort in talking about that stuff with have been men. And it'd be funny, like, women be like, oh, why you always want to be with your boys? Because it's the only safe place. Most women think we out here just being a fool. I can tell you about 60% of the conversations might be ignorant, but that other 40%, you don't know how we just sat around with a beer or a whiskey and it got serious.
That's just like going to the barbershop.
Dog.
That going to a barbershop is That is a therapy session.
Yeah, because you get to talk like everybody get to say like, dog, my girl doing it, and it might not just be a girl. Dog, I'm out here, I'm struggling right now, and just to get it out, you know what I'm saying? So I think prioritizing mental health is so necessary. But like, I think women have to be able to say like, if I'm gonna be a safe place, what I cannot do is now use this conversation as a weapon. And I think that's why men get frustrated is because they weaponize. You know, if I say, hey, like, this is what I'm feeling, then later on it's like, you weren't saying that when you was, you know, crying about your dead auntie, da-da-da-da. Like, I done seen that.
That's crazy, because, like, if you give somebody, I ain't going to, like, target women, but like, if you give somebody arsenal into your personal life, and then something happened between y'all, and then they want to throw it up in your face,
dog,
what kind of person are you?
Right.
It makes no sense for you to do that. And I've heard and seen, like, in a relationship between a man and a woman, that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like, because something may happen. You cheated, like, y'all in an argument, y'all not seeing eye to eye with each other.
Right.
But, like, what's the point of throwing that shit up back in their face?
Right.
That breaks a man's mental down so bad.
Right.
Like, on top of what that man that may already be dealing with.
Right.
Like, men walk through life every day with a chip on their shoulder.
Duh.
And I can say that as a man, like, I'm sure you may walk around with a chip on your shoulder sometimes behind some things that you've been through or going through currently. Right. So, like, I wake up the same way. I do have a little chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
It's a bigger chip most days, but, like, you know, it's all about how you manage that and maintain it.
Right.
So, but it's also all about the right woman that you are with. Is that woman... Are y'all having, routine check-ins with each other?
Right.
Are y'all tapping into each other,
Right.
mentals and everything like that?
Right.
Because honestly, if you don't have an emotional and a mental side to you as a woman, like for me speaking, like towards a woman, I don't know if I could deal with you.
Right.
It's just no way, shape, or form. Because I ain't gonna lie, I'm an emotional man.
Right.
I am. I may not seem like that or come off like that,
Right.
but I am an emotional man.
Right.
I do have a very strong feminine side to me.
Right.
And so I can relate to a lot of the feminine things that
Right.
women put out
Right.
and talk about.
Right. I think one thing that we have to realize is, well, one, I want to big up women that said, like, don't feel like we're coming for you or there's no attack coming. I think you guys are wonderful individuals and you're dope individuals at the end of the day. But I think that we have to get back to a space where relationships are what we say they are, which are two people doing life together. Because I think that's like the totality of this conversation. It is, are we doing life together or are we just doing life and we just decided to come together?
Like temporary.
Right. And so, like, if it's play, then I get it. Like, do what you do. But I think the problem is there's been so much trauma that has come from that like now that we're looking for love, we're literally looking for trauma bonds. You know what I'm saying? And even when you said, like, you need somebody emotional or whatever, I think about the fact that I need somebody spiritual. And I need somebody that's going to pour into me because it's like the scripture would say, like, iron sharpens iron. So I need somebody that, as I try to make you better, you try to make me better, right? And I think if we can get back to relationships being that's when relationships can be what we glorify. Like, we love to glorify the relationships in the 90s and our favorite black movies and all this stuff, but it will never get there if we stop doing just the basics of relationship, saying that I'm going to meet somebody where they are. Because if I meet a woman and she ain't got it all together, I don't care how much money you got, because your money don't dictate your mental.
Nope.
Your money don't dictate your emotional. Your money don't dictate your spiritual. In fact, your money don't even dictate your maturity and your character. Same way it would do it for men, because there's a whole lot of immature men with a whole lot of money.
Yep.
And so, like, once we get to the root of who you are, once we can get back to building that and growing together, and that, I think that is what's going to sustain relationships. And then it takes away from these conversations of what does a woman bring to the table, because now she knows that I'm bringing myself, but I'm not only bringing myself, but I'm bringing a version of me that will build you up as you build me up. Because the thing is, like, the reason we struggle individually as trying to become better, it's because you can't see you. You can't really see your flaws until you done seen it through the mirror of somebody's eyes.
That's what I say that so much. Like, people will say this and that about me, like good things.
Yeah.
And then it's like, damn, like, how do you see that?
Right.
Like, I can't see what you see.
Right.
From your eyes. And I would love to see
Right.
myself from somebody else's eyes.
Oh.
I can only see it from the way I look out.
Right.
And the way I do things, because I'm doing it.
Right.
But like, from your eyes, you can see, like, damn, Lonnie really doing his thing out here.
Right.
But me looking at it from my perspective, I may be like, damn, I'm struggling. Like, I'm taking baby steps, and you may be like, he just took 15 steps.
Dog, you know that feeling, like, and this might, like, get real, and I think every man has experienced this. That moment when your girl tell you that she proud of you.
Man.
It's almost like your mom saying, like, I'm proud of you. Like, and even like your dad said it, that's cool. But when, like, it's something about a woman saying, like, I'm proud of you. And then, like, low key, this is the first thing you're gonna say. What for? Because you don't even see what they could even be proud of, right? But they see your growth. They see the things you're doing. Whatever they say that they're proud of, that right there is that moment where it's like, now you see me. You don't see nothing else. You don't see that I just bought you this and I did this for you for Valentine's Day. That's dope. But it's like, you see who I am. And you see that I'm out here busting my tail. I might be working a job that I don't really enjoy. You don't know how, like, I done went through this week, and mentally it was either if the wind blow the right way, I might not be here the next day.
Man.
You don't know how many times that I laid down next to you and I was wishing I was in the room by myself so that I could eat, you wouldn't see me again. You don't know how many times it didn't take me to overdose or drink myself to sleep. You don't know, but it was just you being there, or even me just looking at you and saying, hey, I got a reason to keep going. I got a reason to keep pushing. And I'm not saying that, like, I'm not trying to be on no simp stuff. I'm just being real, that men are motivated by the right woman. And so then when that woman sees that man being motivated and being the best version of him, and she just say, I'm proud of you, dog, I would challenge any woman, just walk into the room right now, just tell you, man, I'm proud of you, and watch how he just stop.
That man will melt on the inside.
He gonna get quiet. He can be playing the game, and he going, and you just say, babe, like, I know you're doing what you're doing right now, but I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. And he might pause and be like, what for? And then when you tell him, he going to get quiet. Because
he might shut the whole game off.
he gonna turn it off, like, and it won't even be a thing where it's like, man, like now we gotta go, like he's gonna take that moment and internalize, because he's been waiting for that moment of somebody like to see him the same way. If the man walks into a room right now and says, girl, like, I'm proud of you doing your thing, girl, you look good today. The equivalent of telling your girl she's beautiful is the equivalent of a woman telling the man, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, she gonna blush and she gonna be like, oh babe,
Oh, I
thanks.
look good today. I thought I was gaining a little weight, I get a little pudgy or whatever.
Yeah.
But a man gonna think like, dog, like, I thought I was failing. How many men think they failing in relationships right now? And that's what we run.
Or just failing in life.
Dog, we self-sabotage because ain't nobody told us we doing good. We would rather blow the thing up because we sitting here saying, dog, I thought I was doing good in relationship or whatever. And it's like, dog, am I doing right? Dog. And then that's why, I'm going to be very honest, that's why most niggas cheat. Because if I feel like I'm failing over here and you ain't telling me I'm doing good and you ain't, complimenting me and you ain't doing this, and then this girl say, oh, you look good today and I see you doing your thing. Because most dudes don't cheat just because it's a physical thing. It is an emotional thing. And this woman done got in his ear because every man, they respond to words. Every man, because that's how you build a man. You build a man with words or you break a man with words. And if that woman sat there and your girl wasn't telling you I'm proud of you and you ain't doing this, or she might be breaking you down saying you ain't shit, you ain't on your shit, why you ain't doing what you supposed to be doing, but this girl that see you every now and then, whether you work out, whatever you do, and she say, oh, I see, you could be in a gym and the girl say, oh, I see you doing better with your reps.
Be like, hey, come here.
Come here, let me holler at
Let's
you.
go have a conversation. Because, like, you giving me something that somebody else is lacking right now. My person is lacking this shit right now.
Right. And
so,
you
like,
think just because you fucking them good and you cooking and everything, you doing your job. No, like, most men, they cool with that. That's good. I want you to cook. I want you to, but I can do that too. Build me up. Because if you build me up and I'm the strongest version of me, guess what? You'll be the best version of you.
Yep.
But the moment that I'm depleted, guess what? I am no good for my partner. So if you're looking for what you prioritizing, you got to prioritize again somebody you're going to do life with, but doing life is not just me living with you. These niggas got it fucked up. Just because you share rent together don't mean you doing life together, because you really just roommates that's fucking.
That's another fucking thing. I'm glad you said that. How women don't like to do the 50-50.
Do you know how expensive rent is right now? Nigga, you could make $60,000 a year and still be broke paying
Inflation
rent.
is a real thing. And I don't like the fact that women don't like the 50-50 splitting whatever. Like,
but you'll split with your homegirl to pay the rent, but you won't spend it with your man, and y'all work the same. How you meet the nigga at the same call center but expect him to pay all your bills? Y'all both work at BMW, making the same amount of money, but you want to leave your homegirl that you living with, that y'all got that one bed and that one couch and that one bottle of wine that still ain't been finished. You want to leave there and go live with this nigga, and you want him to furnish the house, pay rent, light bill, water bill, gas bill, his insurance, possibly your insurance, car note. That's a whole lot for him to take on. And what you gonna do?
that's that man's whole salary.
That's why he got to make six figures. No, you don't want a man. You want a daddy.
A sugar daddy at that.
A sugar, and even your daddy didn't pay for everything, because eventually your daddy said, "Hey, go get your ass a job."
It's very rare that you hear older couples. I'll
Yeah.
say older couples that a man be like, "Yeah, I took care of everything."
And even if he did, you talking about couples that grew up in the 70s and 80s and 90s, where you could get a good 2-bedroom apartment for $1,000 a month, or you
Shit,
less than that. Or you even talking about like car notes, like even the rates on cars weren't as expensive. You talking about all these things. And so like now inflation is so crazy. You expect a one income, like people who make six figures are struggling. So like, don't tell me that you want me to buy a house and all this, and then where's your money going?
Yeah.
Because if I'm kicking out all the money, where your money going?
You need to be saving.
I ain't got no savings. How I'm going to invest to make sure that I'm doing the things I got to do? If I'm kicking out everything, if I'm paying for every single date, and if I'm doing no, we have to make sure. Like I am big on systems. What systems are going to put us in the right rhythms so that we can grow, and then we can get to that point. I would love to get to a point where I can pay for everything and say, okay, cool.
Ooh, yes.
But it's going to take a while. Let's go start a business together. But it's going to take a while. Let's go invest in Airbnb, but it's going to take a while.
It's a process for everything.
You never see the tree until you put the seed in the ground and you cultivate it.
You got to start somewhere.
Everybody like the tree, nobody like the seed. And that is the problem with this generation. Everybody want finished products, but you never get to enjoy the finished product because it's like, because it was right there. You can be like, okay, let me go find something else. But anything that you have worked on, dog, that's why the people that start businesses, it'll go so far into debt, because that's their baby.
Yep.
That's why parents will hold on to their children that's acting a plumb fool because they watched it cultivate on the inside of them. They watched it grow and all that. And even if you could be Jeffrey Dahmer daddy was right there with him through the whole situation. But that's because that was his seed.
Yeah.
And he can say, I see this. Every killer, King Von, Mama, like, okay, I see him. We know this nigga is a mass murderer. Lil Snoop. Like, we know, but it's like we can still celebrate this person. And these parents are still going to love this person because at the end of the day, that's their seed. I know my child had to know. I know my child doing this and that, but that's my baby. And so, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, anything that we want in a relationship, the priority has to be, and I would challenge every woman and man to say, I want to be with somebody that I can grow with. I know I ain't got it together right now, but who can I get it with?
Yeah.
Because if I'm like my Bonnie and Clyde, that means we gotta do some stuff together. Mm-hmm. B and J, they do business together. Michelle and Barack, they did life together. They like, even if you look at their love story, dog, he didn't have it all together. He was not Obama then.
No,
that nigga was just Barack.
That nigga was definitely just Barack.
That nigga was Barry. You know what? Call me B. Like, they was trying to figure it out, but like over time they figured out their relationship. Yeah. Every relationship that we idolize, bro, like we idolize what we see now, but we don't know. We don't even know what they're going through in their like Beyonce and Jay-Z could hate each other right now, but they
never know. You'll never know.
They ain't putting on for people.
No.
They'll show up for the award shows together. Yeah, that's probably the only time because they have to be out, but behind the scenes.
They ain't trying to what happened at home behind closed doors.
Right. I do life with you, dog. I don't do Instagram with you. I don't do TikTok with you. I don't do any of this stuff with you. I do life with you. And life is your ups, your downs. You're good, you're bad. You're beautiful, you're ugly. It's all these things. And if I'm prioritizing anything in a relationship, even if it's women, when you say, what am I looking for in a man? The only thing that every woman, like, yeah, you want somebody that's attractive. I ain't saying go find the ugliest nigga nearby.
Yeah.
But find somebody that you say, okay, cool. There is potential for greatness. Just like there's potential for greatness in me.
Right.
What would happen if the two of us would come together and, we are on one accord, meaning like visions kind of line up. We want to kind of go in the same direction. If I see this with this person, I find them attractive, there's chemistry and all that stuff here, let me grow with them. Let me figure them out and I can push them because then they can push me. And right. Now it's a counter thing where we're just continuing to push each other. And then when we finally look back, we'll be like, dog, there's a video, and I love quoting little things. There's a video, it's an old football movie. I can't tell you the name of it. But it was a linebacker, and the coach put the dude on his back.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He said, I want you to get to the I want you to go 40 yards. He's like, Coach, I don't know if I can do 40 yards. He said, but I'm going to blindfold you. So the dude was crawling and crawling.
Had a man on his back, too.
Had a man on his back, but he had a coach in his ear that was pushing and pushing and pushing. And so where he was getting tired, he was like, you almost there. You almost there. He didn't realize that he had already passed his mark. And so when he finally dropped, he realized he was in the end zone. And he basically told that man, like, sometimes, like, you don't even have to continue to look at this thing with what you see. Mm-hmm. If you got somebody in your ear and you believe that you can do this thing, you can make it far. And that's what I believe in love. You have to blindly love. Meaning that I'm going to try to go to this thing, and if I'm encouraging you and you encouraging me and I close my eyes, that's faith love. If I'm closing my eyes and I'm going and I'm going and I'm going, one day I'll be able to look back and I'm like, dog, I didn't even realize I made it this far. How did we make it 20 years?
Yeah.
It don't make no sense, but you prioritize loving me and not what I could do for you.
Yeah. I'm going to just say this before we close out. Well, two things. Like, one, just piggybacking off what you said earlier about couples being friends before like having an actual relationship.
Yeah.
You have to have a friendship with your person. You have to have a friendship with your companion.
Yeah.
Your potential wife, whatever.
Yeah.
You have to have that friendship, because if you ain't got no friendship and you just jump right into something, what are y'all building off of?
Right.
You have to be close with that person. You gotta, and I'll say this now, and I've said it for the past few years or whatever, but like, I'd rather pick a woman's brain than pick inside of her vagina.
Right.
Because I want to know, what's up in your mental.
Anybody can make you busting up, but not everybody can stimulate your mind.
Yeah. I want to know what your triggers. I want to know what you go through on a daily mental basis. I want to know, if you got some struggles going on right now, mentally or physically or emotionally. I want to know what it is. What can I do to help you, better yourself?
Right.
And I know, like, I can't help you better yourself. Only you can help you better yourself. I'm
Right.
just an additive and a plus
Right.
to what you can do
Right.
to uplift and build yourself.
Right.
So like with that, like you have to be friends with your person before anything else.
Right.
Like me and you was friends before we became brothers.
Right.
Like it may not be blood, but
Right.
like
That's you, my
we
brother.
feel like that. Yeah.
Right.
So and then another thing, just I'm gonna tap into this side. Just women have certain looks for a man that
Yeah.
they want, and I get it. Everybody have their own preference. Like I'm sure you got your own preference and what you want, how a woman looks. I do too. So like women, a lot of women want like a tall, dark skin, maybe dreadhead, clean cut, whatever, and that's okay.
Right.
But you may not get that. You may get a mid height, average height man,
Right.
brown, light, white, Asian, whatever,
Right.
and he make you feel good internally, mentally. He make you feel good, and then you be like, damn, I'm stepping out of my shell and out of what I want and what I'm prioritizing.
That's why I say rip up the list. I'll scream that to the rooftop. When you got a certain thing you're looking for, you'll always miss what's for you. Because I think the greatest thing about a gift is, like, if I give you a gift and I put it in a certain package, if you were looking for a certain packaging and it wasn't the packaging you wanted and you threw it to the side, you'll miss the value of what's on the inside of it.
Yeah.
But it's like you got to take the gift in the packaging. Like that's how I met my girl. Like I had a certain type I wanted, and I was like, dog, like I'm done with looking for what I want. God, what you got for me?
Yeah, what you
and
gonna
boom,
place in front of me?
here you go. Like literally, like a month later, I was like, God, whatever you got for me, I'll take. Boom, here I go.
Yeah. So I mean, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, like ladies, speaking to you directly, and men too, it's okay. Take a couple things off of your priority list.
Yeah,
You know, take a step down from what you want and see what there is. Don't settle for bare minimum.
No.
Never settle for bare minimum. But drop your standards just a little bit. I'm not saying go all the way back to the bottom, but drop it just a little bit and see, you know, let somebody pick your brain. Let somebody talk to you and prioritize you and your mental and how you think, and you know, let that person in. I'm not saying
get your
just,
friends out your ear.
I'm not saying just open up that door fully to them. Crack it a little bit.
Yeah,
Let that person peek inside a little bit, and then you know continue to inch in. Let after that eyeball come in, let the head peek around. You know, let the arm come in. You know, things like that, and just let that person know you. Let
Yeah.
that person figure out who you are as a person.
right. And you get to know them.
But it got to be a 2-way street.
Yeah,
Can't just be a 1-way.
yeah.
Ain't no
Well,
turnarounds here.
Love is an action word, dog, and it requires you to always be on your P's and Q's.
It is.
And I think once we get back to doing that, I think then we'll be okay in a relationship. Whether it's romantic, platonic, whatever, everybody got to put the work in.
Yeah. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a great bonus episode of Do Say Nights. Again, my man Jordan here. Please like, follow this video, share it, comment, subscribe to the channel. Follow him on Instagram and all platforms, TikTok.
Everything's Jordan who won.
Don't hit his DMs. His girl might kill you. No, she will kill you.
She's a certified shooter.
She is. So yeah, follow him on all platforms. Follow us, and just like that, we out, baby.